What's up? I'm gonna talk about types of psychology specializations. Specialties and proficiencies of psychology major include: first, child psychology. When you study child psychology, you learn the behavioral, cognitive, and emotional factors that affect children as they develop from infants to adolescence. Sometimes institutions combine child psychology and developmental psychology since the latter covers development from infancy to the elderly. This major lets you work as a therapist, counselor, researcher, or advisor. As a child psychologist, you can find employment in educational settings, pediatric hospitals, outpatient clinics, or private practices. Many positions in this field require a master's degree. However, specialists must have a PsyD or PhD degree to get a state license. Second, clinical psychology. Clinical clinical psychology is a major that focuses on the assessment and treatment of abnormal behavior, psychiatric problems, and mental illnesses. It uses the science behind psychology to treat complex human problems. Students cover aspects such as behavioral or psychodynamic approaches. As a clinical psychologist, you can find work in medical settings, at universities or colleges, in private practice, at mental health organizations, in government institutions, and at non-profit agencies. A bachelor's degree in clinical psychology can get you a job as a guidance counselor. However, you need a doctorate to work as a specialist. Third, counseling psychology. Counseling psychology is a major that studies how psychological knowledge can offer intervention through behavioral and therapeutic modifications. Counseling psychologists help individuals and groups overcome emotional and behavioral challenges, personal issues, and mental disorders. Counselors help people address concerns on things like health, marriage, family, and work. As a counseling psychologist, you can work for a government agency, hospital, community, school, private practice, mental health organization, or business. Fourth, engineering psychology. Engineering psychology is a field that studies how humans and machines interact. The major covers the abilities and limitations of human beings on technology in cognition, control, perception, and movement. Engineering psychologists use their knowledge to integrate new systems and make them viable in interacting with technology. You can find most engineering psychology jobs in the private sector. The fifth, experimental psychology. An experimental psychology major learns how to research, study, and understand ethical dilemmas among living beings. Students with an experimental psychology major observe human and animal behavior using a wide range of psychology topics. Experimental psychologists research and collect data on psychological phenomena to help educate others. Studying experimental psychology prepares you for a research career in universities for research, government agencies, and research facilities. Sixth, developmental psychology. Developmental psychology is the study of changes and challenges across a human's lifespan. The major teaches you how to treat developmental disorders according to a person's specific states of life. Developmental psychologists assess biological growth, emotional. Developmental psychology is the study of changes and challenges across a human's lifespan. The major teaches you how to treat developmental disorders according to a person's specific states of life. Developmental psychologist assesses biological growth, emotional maturity, and cognitive expansion. As a developmental psychologist, you can find counseling and social work with a bachelor's degree in this field. 7. Abnormal psychology. Abnormal psychology is the study of abnormal thinking or behavior. A patient's behavior is abnormal if it goes against societal norms. Mental illnesses such as schizophrenia or bulimia may cause abnormal behavior. Prospective psychologists with this major learn how to determine whether an individual's unusual behavior comes from experiences, nurture, or biological origin or nature. Earning a degree in abnormal psychology can get you a job in health or government institutions. 8. Forensic psychology. Forensic psychology is a major that trains students to work on psychological issues related to the law. A psychologist in this field works directly with a court system to study criminal behavior and treatment. A forensic psychologist also offers expert testimony to the courts. As a forensic psychologist, you can work as a consultant in health services or the government's criminal justice system. 9th, health psychology. Health psychology is the study of social, biological, and psychological effects of your physical and mental health. When you pursue this major, you learn how factors such as stress and nutrition can affect an individual. Health psychologists educate individuals, groups, and communities on these topics. As a health psychologist, you can find job opportunities in hospitals, government agencies, community health clinics, universities, corporations, and private research centers. 10th, industrial and organizational psychology. Industrial and organizational psychology is the study of how human behavior impacts organization and industries. Pursuing this major prepares you for a career that involves assessing a work situation and developing a plan for work-life balance with optimum performance. Industrial and organization psychologists specialize in research studying workplace setups and decision-making theories. Industrial organizational psychologists usually have consulting roles to help with workplace diversity, team building, and leadership development. 11th, military psychology. Military psychology is the study of psychological principles and theories that revolve around the cultural, political, and environmental influences on the armed forces. Pursuing this major teaches how to help active duty officers, veterans, and their families overcome various issues such as substance abuse, the transition back to civilian life, post-traumatic stress, or suicide. A military psychologist is usually a member on active duty. They may also be a civilian working in a university, corporate setting, or military base. 12. School psychology. The school psychology major involves the study of behavioral, social, emotional, and academic factors that affect the learning space for both students and teachers. School psychology students research ethical and multicultural concerns that affected education. As a school psychologist, you work in a school setting, researching school policies, and giving the administration appropriate recommendations to help improve the educational experience. 13. Social psychology. Social psychology is the study of personalities and individual behavior in a social context. Majoring this specialty teaches you how to study social factors that affect how people act and how they take these actions. Actually, there are some types of psychology that I would like to deliver, but the time is already 9 minutes. Catch you later on the next video.